Students aren't just seeing information, they're being trained by it. Every day it's clips, screenshots, headlines, memes, group chats. And the hardest part now isn't finding information, it's working out what's legit and what isn't. A lot of the most convincing images aren't fake photos, they're real photos used in the wrong context. So today, I'm going to give you a classroom-ready routine to fact-check images using Google reverse image search on mobile and desktop without the guesswork and not relying on gut instinct. Here's the routine. 5 words, all starting with S. Stop, source, scan, sense, second. Say it with me. Stop, source, scan, sense, second. We're going to use it twice. First with a breaking news image and then with a catfishing profile photo. Step 1, stop. Stop is the habit that prevents the mistake. Because these images are designed to win within the first second, shock, anger, fear equals instant share. So students use this rule. If it spikes emotion, you stop. No reposting, no this is mad, no instant belief. Just stop. Strong feelings means slow thinking. Step 2, source. Now we ask the most important question. Where did this image actually come from? Not where you saw it, not who shared it, where it originated. This is how we do a reverse image search on Google. On desktop, reverse image search is simple. Go to images.google.com. Click the camera icon or the Google Lens icon. Upload the image or paste an image link. Now, when the results load, students often think lots of results equals true. So make this distinction crystal clear. Spread is not source. A repost is not proof. What you're looking for is an origin that's credible. A reputable news outlet, an archive, a university, a museum, a government organisation. If you can't identify a credible origin, you don't treat it as confirmed. Step 3, scan. Now we can scan the results page intelligently. Students get distracted by visual matches. It looks impressive, but it's often just similar-ish. So scan in this order. Look for results that appear to be the same image. Open a few in new tabs. Ignore lookalikes until later. You're searching for exact matches, not similarity. Step 4, sense. Now we use judgment. Ask students, what is the claim attached to this image? Does that claim match what we're seeing across credible sources? Are the dates lining up? This is where out-of-context misinformation collapses. If you discover the image is from years ago but it's being posted as if it's today, that's the trick. The photo might be real, but the claim isn't. Open about this image if it's available. Check how old it is and where it appeared. Old images plus new claim is still misinformation. Step 5, second. Before you decide, do a second check. Pick 1 or teach students to do 2 if it's high stakes. Search a key detail such as text, location, landmark, uniform or a logo. Search the claim in plain text. Run the image through another angle or crop. Second check is what separates I think from I know. Next, we're going to look at a suspected catfishing profile image on a mobile device. So remember, the first step is stop. It's the same routine, new scenario. Catfishing works by speeding trust up, so you stop. Screenshot the profile photo, don't overthink it, just capture the image. Source. On a mobile, reverse image search is usually done through Google Lens inside the Google app. Open the Google app and tap on the camera icon or lens. Upload the screenshot and look for where else the image appears. With this image, it's clear to see it's a stock photo, but be careful. If their image isn't as easily identifiable, the image might have been stolen from somebody else's profile, so check where else the image is showing up. Are the names the same, for instance? Scan. Lens can sometimes drift into shopping results, and that doesn't mean it's real. So scan for the same face appearing on different sites, the same image used under different names, stock photo sites, older profiles using the same picture. If you see the same image linked to different identities, that's your red flag. Sense. Now ask, does this make sense? If the image has no credible origin, no consistent footprint, and the story is pushing fast trust, treat it as suspicious. And if the first use appears as stock photography or totally unrelated account, it's not maybe, it's almost certainly stolen or repurposed. Second, do one more check before you decide. Try a tighter crop of the face, rerun lens, search any distinctive detail as text. And if there are no results at all, don't relax. No results can mean it's brand new, it's heavily edited, or it could be AI generated. No matches is not proof of authenticity. And remember, if this involves a student situation or a real person, you must follow the safeguarding procedures at your own organisation. So let's recap the routine. Stop, source, scan, sense, second. If students can do that, they won't be perfect, but they'll be harder to manipulate. If you want, I've included a free downloadable guide for this routine in the description so you can use it in class straight away. Next, you need the partner skill, because sometimes reverse image search won't find anything at all. So watch my next video on spotting AI-generated images, and I'll show you what to look for, what no matches can mean, and how to judge AI imagery before you share it.